Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to cover the Summer Major Pro Division Back 9. This is it for me on the tournaments. I still have my baby accounts on Rookie to shoot, but this is it for Pro. So congratulations for making it this far. I hope you had a great front 9. If not, you know what? Don't sweat it. We got another tournament coming up on Thursday. So let's go to hole number 1. I wish I could have had a better back 9 for you all. I only have one drop to show, but boy, oh boy, did I leave so many shots at pin. And I think you're going to be able to easily tweak the adjustments here. 5 top, 3 bars of side spin to the left. Orange ring on the rough line just like this. 10% pull at max. And then we're going to be using some curl to get ourselves away from that sand trap. Just like that. All right, that'll leave us for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I want you to try 15% at mid. That's not what I adjusted on this shot, but I wish I would have, because 15% at mid is what worked well on the front 9. And this is a very, very similar shot. But 1 bar backspin is always good and very consistent when you're playing this far back on the fairway here and the shot to pin. But you're going to see here, hole number 1, if I would have played at 15% at mid, the ball would have been in the hole. But here we hit a perfect ball, and we're just going to burn the right edge of the cup. All right, hole number 1 is a very good chance for an eagle. I'm very disappointed in myself that I did not pick it up on either account. Here we go to hole number 2. Hole number 2 is going to be played 5% at max. This hole, I took a few practice tokens too, and I found out if you play way back here, like watch me back up, you get a nice consistent ball guideline. Now we are playing in headwind, so therefore with the headwind, we're going to go ahead and pull this one at max. You know, obviously we're not at max, but I do think it's best that we just go ahead and make that adjustment anyways. This is not the easiest shot to drop, but we'll kind of talk through and see what you may want to try to do to get this one to go into the hole. Again, another shot, very, very close. As you can see, it just sitting right there next to the hole. The only thing that I can really think of to try to get this one to go more right, you see we have the 1 bar side spin. Now you could bump up and use a katana if you wanted to. I think that would be a good idea. The katana would allow you to use a little bit more side spin. Or, you know, we can try to just, you can see here I'm aiming dead center. You can go ahead and try to offset to the right-hand side of the cup as well. I think either of those are a good idea, but we are very, very close on hole number 1 and hole number 2. Hopefully some very minor adjustments on your end can get these balls in the hole. This will take us on to hole number 3. Hole number 3, 10% at max. All we need is a Titan ball here. We are getting a nice little sliver piece of tailwind, so we're going to head and just use that to our advantage. Notice here the spin adjustment is 2 left, 6 top, 2 left. Of course, if you have an extra mile, 7 or below, you're going to go full top, 2 left. We make our adjustment. We hit a perfect ball. And this thing's going to come up the fairway very nicely, leaving us for shot number 2. Shot number 2, we're going to go ahead and play this one with a rough bump. I want you to try it 5% at max. 5% at max, I think, can help get this ball into the hole. And this is really a great, great wind angle to try a rough bump. We're getting almost perfect crosswind. You know, obviously, perfect crosswind is an ideal situation to be doing rough bumps, especially when you have a sand bunker in the way. It's not perfect crosswind, but it is very close. Here we make our adjustment. Again, I want you to try 5% at max, as long as you're, in that plus yardage of your sniper. If you get more distance on the drive, you could be at mid. But the one thing here that I did a mistake on is I should have used a little bit of overpower. And the reason I should have done that is because we're pulling into the sand bunker, so we're losing a little bit of distance on our shot. Here, just a click of overpower would have helped, because you can see I came pretty close to hitting the sand, so I definitely needed the click of overpower. And then I could have got closer to the hole as well, as we came up a little bit short. Always keep that in mind when you're pulling from a high elevation to a low elevation. You're losing a little bit of distance on your shot. Hole number 4, we do have the drop. This is the hole. Hey, this is the shot that I wanted to show you on the front 9, but then I got sidetracked when I was playing my friend. So this shot here makes more sense. Also, I fully broke down this shot in a separate video on hole number 4, right? So it's a separate video for the front 9, hole number 4. If you want to know what to do if you have lower level APOX, you need to switch over to that video and listen to that, as we are literally playing the identical shot. I think this is the best way to play it when we're getting tailwind on this hole. It took me quite a few practice tokens and kingmakers to figure this one out on the front 9. But once I got it, this was very, very consistent. As you can see here, 2 bars of side spin to the left, a little bit of top spin. Be careful with your top spin, because we are going with a full overpowered shot, as you saw there. Full overpower, full left curl, trying to hit perfect. 9 times out of 10 is going to leave you with this shot right here to pin, which is going to be your max distance end-bringer. We don't play any spin at all. Not needed on this hole. We just put the ball guideline right to the hole like this. We pulled 25% at max. If you get a little bit more yards on your drive, you might be in thorn range. If you're in thorn range, play at 15% at minimum. 15% at minimum. Again, remember, if you want a full breakdown of hole number 4, it is on the front 9. The front 9 and back 9 are playing the exact same, so that's loaded in a separate video, and there's an eagle. Hole number 5. So hole number 5, I've got it here minus 10% at minimum, okay? Minus 10% at minimum. Try adding slight right curl and a 1201 pull. I am using a money ball here. Obviously I was trying to get myself a drop to try to get myself into a top 10 standings. I don't get the drop, but you can also play this with a kingmaker, okay? Now, the reason I chose to go with a money ball here is because look at this extremely narrow, thin patch of rough we are using. The more we can cut down this wind, the better. Look how we have like no wiggle room, right? But it's a major tournament, and sometimes we have to go for it. Yes, there are much safer shots on this hole, but they're not going to be as good as trying to get the drop on this one. So I think if we add a slight 1201 and we did just a fraction of curl to the right, we might be able to get this ball more towards the hole, because I am just completely missing to the left every time. No matter what ball I use, missing left, left, left. Hopefully you can get that one in. Hole number 6 is going to be a pain in the butt, all right? We're going to need to go with our most powerful driver. We're going to need to go with a powerful wood club. And if you have a bubba ball or anything high wind resistance power 5, big advantage. Full top, 2 right. And you're going to see here, we're just going bombs away. We do blast this thing up the fairway. So again, high wind resistance, high power ball, big advantage. Both of my opponents, as you can see my opponent's icon there, both my opponents ended up way long into the rough. Now both of them ended up saving it for an eagle. So here I'm trying to figure out, can I do a rough bump with the Cataclysm? No, it's just too far in headwind. So here we're going to be going with backspin combined with side spin to the right. Now, the biggest thing I want you to note here is as I start to move my target to the left, we get like a nice little sticky spot right there. You see how I wiggle my target back and forth, but the ball guideline doesn't move much? That's where I want to aim, and then I want you to pull your target back towards the screen so that you can properly adjust the elevation on this shot. You'll probably still pull into overpower, but look, only one ring into overpower, which is nice. So I go with a nice little overpower shot here with half a ball of curl to the right. Just a little bit too much curl to the right and a little bit too much backspin, but in a very difficult back-to-back wind angle. You can see that flag stick just blowing hard. We are going to take a putt in for eagle all day on that hole. Okay, hole number 7. Hole number 7, another hole where we're just super close. That's kind of the common theme on pro on the final round for me. You know, unfortunately, I went out here and shot my worst round that I did in qualifying, minus 15. You know, what, opening round, I don't remember. I think minus 29, minus 30. And then here we just can't get shots to drop. 4 top, 2 right, half a ball of curl to the right. All we're doing is going from this fairway to that fairway. And it's going to leave us for a really nice looking sniper shot for shot number 2 for the eagle. All right. So here we're going to go 0% at max. 0% max. And I know we're not at max, but look at that. We're getting 7.5 mile per hour headwind. So we're going to go ahead and pull it at max distance of our club anyways to compensate for that. Here I'm going with 1 bar of backspin combined with 2 bars of side spin to the right. Notice the offset here. This offset is going to be played. I've got my ball guideline touching the right edge of the hole. Ball guideline touching the right edge of the hole. And then I make my adjustment. It's a dead center perfect ball, so, you know, we're going to really learn from this one. And it's just like, come on, man. They just can't give me a couple of these to go in. Hey, but regardless, that's a really good look at it. Maybe we need a little bit more offset. Maybe we need to take a little bit of the right spin off. Either one could get you close, but this is a hole where we can get really close. We're only using a Titan. If you're in an opportunity to win this thing, man, it would be worth taking a practice token or two to try to get that one figured out, because not a lot of people are going to drop the shot there. You know, the people who win the tournament probably will, but that one's super duper close. You could even use like a good money ball there to cut down the wind. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to play this one here. I'm actually going to show you this way first, because I think this way's better. Again, it's going to take a money ball, because as you can see here, I'm starting off with a navigator. And in 6 mile per hour wind, off the top of my head, I think I'd have to pull a little bit over 4 rings with the QB at minimum distance. So with the tailwind here, we're not going to be able to do that. So I kind of had to scramble, because at this point, I'm not doing any practice shots. I can't burn any more tokens and balls. So I'm just playing everything on the fly now. But look, I do think this is going to be a nice looking shot here. If you have, you know, a W5 P1 ball, you get yourself a really good angle to the hole. You get to use a really nice part of the rough. So this shot is going to be great proof. And I hit it great. So I'm pretty disappointed in that. I wish I had a better shot for you to learn from. But this thing is obviously nowhere close. We clip the rough. We roll out. Speed is good, but, you know, obviously we need to hit perfect. Or you can try this shot. You can try this shot 15% at max. This is my first attempt at the hole. After this shot, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the rough bump and see what happens. But here, you know, I'm not a big fan of this one. We're going to have to use some left side spin just to even the ball out towards the hole. I don't like using side spin on par 3s unless they're rough bumps. Kind of take a look at my landing spot here. With adding that side spin, we're offsetting to the left-hand side of the hole. You can kind of see exactly the row of the dark green squares that my ball guideline is in. Then we make our wind adjustment. We do hit perfect. But we need maybe, I guess, a heavier offset or more left side spin. I don't think that shot's going to be an easy one to drop. There's going to have to be some tweaks with the side spin. And then, obviously, depending on your wind strength, that could really throw you off. You could get it in practice and then go to the real deal and get like a mile per hour stronger or less headwind or less tailwind. And that's really going to throw that shot off. All right, and then we're going to go to hole number 9. Hey, this is it, everybody. If you are not a subscriber yet, please become one. We're going to use a Kingmaker here to cut down this. We're going to use a Kingmaker here to give us our best opportunity to drop shot number 2. Cut down the wind on shot 2. Here, I'm going with as much top as you got, favoring that over the side spin. So as much top as you can, and then as much left side spin as you can. Pushing back to max. Taking a full overpower shot with about 3/4 of a ball of curl to the left. But what I was saying is please subscribe, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you like to show me some appreciation for the amount of practice tokens I went through, balls that I burned through, and of course my time and efforts, you can always make a donation to my PayPal. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I'd be truly thankful. I really am. All right, here we go, 5% at max. Hole number 9, I really think this gives us the best chance for an albatross on this course when we're able to play from the left-hand side. Hole number 3 is good too. Hole 3 and hole 9, I would say, are good chances for albas. But look at this one here. We're using the backspin, very, very slight offset to the left-hand side of the cup. Let's rewind that one for just a second. Ball guideline going 2-pin, left-hand side of pin. Just like that. Here we make our adjustment. Perfect ball. And there is another one. What a common theme on the back 9 here. Could have been a big round, but we always say that, right? Unless it is a big round. Hey, best of luck, everybody. Truly appreciate it for everybody who watches my videos. I hope you have a great tournament, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.